Hey guys, Dr. Jason Torado. Happy Monday. Yes, I am here in my kitchen and I am wearing my robe. Yes, I went out last night, got in very late, and I just got still wearing my robe. Uh, so, yes, it's Monday, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something. I want to talk to you about, could you possibly be the reason why your practice is going down? Are you destroying your practice? Um, and very likely so, you could be destroying your practice. You know, I think chiropractic in itself is very, very controversial. And I think that chiropractors in general, I think they will. I think many of them mean to do well. They mean to have very successful chiropractic offices, and I think that we are very, very passionate in what we do for all the good reasons. But I think that we really disagree amongst a lot of other chiropractors in just about everything in chiropractic. Really, I mean, no matter where you go, no matter whatever seminar you go to, you're going to bump into chiropractors that completely disagree with how you feel about about chiropractic practice. And then, if you really think about it, your typical chiropractor is a guy or a gal that graduates from college, or graduates from college, then graduates from chiropractic college, and they have absolutely, if they're owning going into a family business, that's a little bit different. But for the most part, your typical chiropractor will get out of chiropractic school and they literally have no business acumen whatsoever. They have no idea how to run a business. Maybe they might have sold some Cutco knives in college, but prior to that, it was probably delivering a newspaper or owning a lemonade stand. I kid you not. That's the extent of their business acumen. And so what happens is that chiropractors get out of chiropractic school, and for the most part, you have practice management companies they say they're helping chiropractors while they're in school, but they're like buzzards circling around their prey, and they're preying on young chiropractors, knowing that they have no business acumen, trying to recruit them into their chiropractic management company. By the way, that was me. I was totally uh, recruited by chiropractic management companies my last trimester in chiropractic school. And, in fact, some of them came into the chiropractic clinic to give talks and to show us how to use equipment and stuff like that with all the best intentions. But in reality, they were just setting us up for the practice management contract that we would sign for 3 years that was impossible to get out of, for $1,400 a month or $1,200 a month, for the next 3 years. And literally, like, you know, they were literally like buzzards, right? And so what happens is a lot of chiropractors sign up with stuff like that because they have absolutely no business acumen. They don't know how to run a business. And so what happens is doctors that are getting out of school, they're desperate to learn more business, and they'll literally buy anything that'll bring them in new patients. They'll sign up with most practice management gurus that'll promise them the world. Anybody that looks good in a sharp suit, right? And what happens is very few of them actually excel, but many of them just get deeper in debt. They literally do. And so nowadays, you'll see nowadays these practice management gurus and coaches are have an easier time of getting your attention because you see them on Facebook, you see them on uh, Instagram, you see them on TikTok, and they're always in your face because they pay for the ad space, and they pay a lot of money to put those ads in front of your face. And what you'll typically hear is what you want to hear, and they're promising you these strategies and these tactics, and in many times they're not backed up with true testimonials. They're not backed up with true success stories. They're not backed up with true systems that actually work. They're just these cookie cutter templated systems that they kind of give to everybody. And that's why many times it doesn't work, right? But they are, nonetheless, you see them on your Facebook feed. You see them promising the world. You see them promising you 30 to 40 to 50 new patients. You see them promising you making an extra $50,000 a month. You see it all the time, right? And then you've got the equipment people that are promising you to completely change around your practice if you buy this new particular, this decompression tool, this other type of tool, right? And so now you're thinking, I've got to buy this specific tool to be able to boost up my practice. And many of you fall prey to that, and you buy it, and what happens? It doesn't work, and you end up getting deeper and deeper and deeper in debt. That's chiropractic in a nutshell, right? And it just keeps on happening and recycling. And I'm going to tell you something. I graduated in 1992. That's the way it was in 1992. That's the way it was in 2002. And that's exactly the way it is now in 2022 and 23. Why? Because it's the same thing. It's just, refurbished. It's got a new pretty face on it, a new pretty bun. But now the advertising is even more aggressive, because now the advertising is literally going to your phone, not just your computer in front of your face, but it's on your phone. It's even on your TV, because practice management people are advertising on Hulu. So it's extremely aggressive, and it really gets into your brain. And so it's everybody selling the dream. And it's in every business, but it's really rampant in chiropractic, and a lot of times it's very, very unethical. And so these people are just telling you what you want to hear, and they're not giving you a lot of meat. There's not a lot of meat on the bone showing you what to do. And if you've been inside my group, then you know what getting meat is. You know what strategies are. If you're inside our chiropractic mastermind, you see the way I practice, you see the way my clients practice, you see the information that I provide you in the chiropractic mastermind if you're part of that group, right? It's true strategies, true meat on the bone. And so then there's me, right? This bald-headed guy hanging out inside his kitchen wearing this robe, right? Telling doctors out there that they should, telling doctors how to practice, and telling doctors to do less, telling doctors to work less hours, telling doctors not to focus on getting new patients, but to focus on building relationships and focusing on communicating with their patients, focusing on trying to make things simpler inside their practice. And so that's what I'm doing. And I tell them to communicate with their patients, whether it's email, text messaging, forever until they leave the country or until they die. And a lot of people look at me and they go, yo, Dr. Tirado, you're controversial, right? A lot of people don't like me. A lot of practice management people don't like me. They don't, and you've got to wonder why. Well, here's why. Here's the bottom line. It's because I tell people, chiropractors, what they don't want to hear. I do. I tell them what they don't want to hear. Chiropractors want to hear about ways to get new patients. That's all they want to hear. They don't want to hear about the things that they're either afraid to do, or the things that are they just don't want to do it, right? Because maybe it's too hard to do for them. Maybe it makes them stretch. Chiropractors don't want to hear the truth. It's what it is. They're not willing to do the things that it takes to build the practice. And so many times I tell them the facts of why they should be doing things. I tell them the why of how things work. I tell them why things work. And I also tell them why the things that they're doing doesn't work. And they don't like to hear it. They just don't like to hear it. They'd rather me prop them up, like you go to a seminar, hype them up, talk about a lot of hype, talk about how chiropractic is the greatest thing in the world, and how what they have to do is they've got to go out there to serve everybody, and they've got to lower their fees, they've got to discount their fees, they've got to put people on maintenance care, they've got to put people on long-term care plans, they've got to discount their fee, they got to offer these really cheap chiropractic packages. Not everybody's going to be your patient, and you've got to get all, it's a numbers game. That's what they say. And look, I know that stuff doesn't work. Why? Because I did it. I did it for the first 3-4 years of my practice. I had multiple gurus, multiple coaches, and I starved. I starved doing those things. And so now, for the chiropractors that I coach, for the chiropractors that I collaborate with that are willing to listen to me, willing to check their egos, those chiropractors, as a result, have become very, very, very loyal customers of mine. They have been with me for a long time. And my customers, the people that I coach, are growing and growing and growing because the methods that I teach, the things that I teach, the strategies, the tactics that are individually different for each doctor work. It works. Are they uncomfortable for the doctor? Yeah, sometimes they are. Do the doctors sometimes have to do the things that they don't want to do? Yes. Do I have to tell doctors sometimes the things that they don't want to hear? Yes. But those doctors that do the things that make them feel uncomfortable, the doctors that are willing to check their egos, the doctors that are willing to listen to the things that actually work because I've done them, are the doctors that succeed in practice and grow their practice. Does it happen immediately? In a week? In a month? In 2 months? No, it doesn't, right? Because that's not the way you grow a business. Can you speed things up through social media and advertising? Yeah, you can. But is that how you build a practice? Does it happen immediately? No, it doesn't. Slow growth. That's what builds your practice. And I know that these strategies work. So, look, I think that changing your mind and doing some of the things that are controversial, that other chiropractors would find controversial, that they probably never would do. I think that those chiropractors just get it. They just understand it. They realize that those are the things that they have to do to be successful and to be able to grow their practice. And so here's the deal, right? You could either choose to be like other chiropractors and follow their lead and follow the cookie cutter methods and follow the cookie cutter templates and do what these guys do and go back to the seminars and get hyped about, chiropractic and all these things, and do your spinal screenings and do your Facebook ads and just get really pumped up for a short while, and those things might work for a short time for you. And you'll end up spending a lot of money on that. You'll have to weed through a lot of patients to be able to get good patients. And if you're willing to do that, yeah, you might make 5, 10, 15 grand a month. That might be a possibility. But those things are going to wear thin. They're going to get stale, and your income is going to drop down. And then you're going to have to spend more money on advertising to try to just replenish that funnel, the top of that funnel, right? And you're going to spend a lot of time. You're going to go through a lot of stress trying to build your practice. So if you want to do that, great. But if you want to be controversial, if you want to do the things that are a little uncomfortable, if you're willing to check your ego, if you're willing to listen to someone that has already had the kind of success that you're looking for, then I want to help you out. Is it going to happen overnight? No, it doesn't happen overnight. Is it going to take a little bit of time? Yeah, but you'll grow a practice that has very few employees, very low overhead. You'll make a lot of money. You'll have a lot of free time to spend with your family, to spend with yourself, to spend with God. You'll have less headaches, less stress. You'll be able to sleep at nighttime. And your patients will absolutely love you. They'll love coming to you. They'll love paying your price that you charge. And you will end up loving your patients. You will miss your patients when you go on vacation. I know that sounds hard to believe, but it's the truth. And that is true practice nirvana. And I didn't think that was possible when I first started my practice. I didn't. But I'm telling you, that's possible. because I'm living it, and you can too. And I want to show you how. If you're interested, just send me a private message. I'll talk to you later.